It's been a while since I've done a deck profile, but some of my friends asked me if I can do this because one of the most popular decks right now is Salamangreat. It's been topping a lot of recent memories, UDS, YCSs, and the popularity. A lot of people want to play the deck, and there's a cheaper version where you don't have to spend $600, like 3 Phantasme, the Impermanences currently. So this is more like for a local version where you can actually have fun, and the deck can still be really competitive. Proven results with it, top the local, like 30 man. So this is the deck in its entirety. Altogether, budget-wise, should probably be less than 200, 150, pretty much. So, this is the deck right here. Already played 3 Lady Debug. The reason you play this card is it's really popular and it searches out your Gazelle, which is like basically the win condition of your deck. I wouldn't play Flame Buffalo. Flame Buffalo needs another card for it to go off. This is a 1-card starter, so the whole thing about this deck is you want cards that are 1-star by themselves, and this is the best one. And also Ghost Ogre is more in the sideboard than in the main board currently, so this card will have the least chance of getting Ghost Ogre. Veiler's still a card, but if you have Gazelle already in your hand or any extender, you can still play. So that's one card. Then we get into the solid deck. You play 3 Foxy. This is basically a card just similar to Debug, but it's excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and you search. So you can add any Salmangreat card, and also its graveyard effect to discard a card from your hand. The special summon and pop any face-up card, and the fee is pretty good. It comes up especially when you play against the likes of Sky Striker. And remember, its effect is a hard once per turn, so you can either use the excavate effect or the graveyard effect, and that's it. You can't use either. You have to use either or. So that's one thing a lot of people have to remember. These are hard once per turn. Also, you have Jack, Falco, and Foul. Jack Jaguar is really broken. It's a good card. It's a good extender in your most custom play when you end up on Sunlight Wolf and trap card. Also, in some scenarios, it's also a piercer, which a lot of people don't remember about this. Also, you have Falco. Falco is really good where you can bounce a Salamangreat monster from the field back to your hand. Also, you can detach when you go Dweller. You can also detach it and target any Salamangreat spell or trap card and set it, which is really good. Foul is good when you're using him to chain block your Gazelle. So it's really good. These are the best one-ups to play in the deck. Then you play level 3s. We would play a 3rd Spinny, but due to the popular, there can only be 1 or summon limit. The Refrigerator right here is really good. You're playing Spinny at 3. It comes up in some cases, but for this version 2 is really good. But you want to play this because it pops out of Frigate. Then your win condition, Gazelle. They're self-explanatory. That's all the monsters. And you go into the hand trap. So you play 3 Effect Veiler. It's literally the best hand trap in the format because the only thing that really stops Effect Veiler is Call by the Grave, and this doesn't have to be. Your opponent can't chain block this. You can actually respond to a card towards the end or in the middle of the chain, and that's what makes it really good. It's basically the best hand trap besides Phantasme. 2 DD Crow. This card is really good against the mirror and also really good against Sky Striker. Populist beliefs will think that, oh, this card is really bad against Sky Striker, but it really is really good because sometimes you can let the first engage resolve, but when they go Kagari to target engage to get that extra plus, you can banish the engage. And if you have additional hand trap, you can stop the Shizuku from searching out the other engage. So at that point, you're basically a turn behind because they don't have the engage. And when your opponent resolves engage 2 to 4 times in 1 turn, the chances of winning increases from 80 to almost 90+% is a percentile. So this card, theoretically, in very situational, you can actually win the game by setting if you play correctly, you can win out the duel from that point on. Then you play Ash Blossom. I don't play 3 Ash because 1, It's okay for this version of the deck, but I wouldn't max out the card at 3 because again, it's very budget version, budget heavy, and 3 is great. I understand it, but at the same time, it's not my favorite hand trap because you can chain block a lot, especially against Thunder Dragons. There's quite a popularity in Trick Stars, so if I see a lot more Trick Stars, I can see this bumping up to 3. But currently, right now, I think this is the best card, really. And in situation, like you can stop the Gazelle from being sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. Also, you can stop the Stalia from something from the deck. So, in some cases, like Ash is really good, but it's for this version, it just said 2. But it is a card that you can personally push it up to 3 if on your list. That's all the monsters. For spells, you play the 1 Sanctuary, the 1 Fusion of Fire, and the 1 Will. Some builds are starting to play 2 Will, and it's a soul charge. It's understandable, but again, it's player preference. I prefer to play 1, not 2. Fusion of Fire is really broken, and Sanctuary is really good. This is practically my favorite spell in the whole deck because when you get to this card and you set up your whole board, it's really good. This is your win con. That's all the one note for. Then you play your Searcher, which is really broken. I wouldn't play any less than this. Self-explanatory for that card. You want to play 3 Call by the Grave. You don't want to play any less than this card because you want all your cards to activate. You want all your plays to go through. Also, it's good as a trap card you can set in almost every premier matchup. You can stop Thunder Dragon with their hot plays, the Dragon Roar, any of those contemplations you can stop. Even 11-year. One time I played as a Thunder Dragon player and he summoned his Levineer and then it's called by the grave the one that was previously in the graveyard from the turn before, and this affects it basically a 1-off per game from that. So this card is really phenomenal. It's a mandatory at 3 if you're gonna play this deck. Another reason why I'm playing this deck is Pod Desires. In the early version of the deck, there's a lot of versions playing this from the UDS, and to be honest, one of the main reasons why I'm playing this deck, I hate this card, but at the same time, it says draw 2. You're playing enough cards in here where you won't get punished, where you can actually search, establish your board, dump your trap card, Roar, or Rage, and you can draw this card at the end of your turn, and it's phenomenal. It's fine. This card resolving in most cases will literally give you 2 cards to actually extend their play. This is how the deck is because of the ratios, and it's been proven through testing. Because you don't own Impermanence, you play Forbidden Chalice. It's a card that you can set and use it Vitalize in many cases. This is a watered down version of Impermanence. Impermanence is way better, but I'm just saying this is for a budget version. This card is really amazing. You can use it going first or going second. As Impermanence says, you can use that's the only downfall. Impermanence can be used in either player's turn if your opponent controls on cards. But this card is really great. That's all the spells. Not for traps. 2 Solemn Strikes. You can play 3, but this card is good going first and going second. This card is really good against going second against established boards because sometimes when your opponent's trying to put in more efforts to try and kill you, you can flip this card and lessen the impact and put them behind when your opponent commits. Also going first, this you can play this correctly. You can stop the Sunlight the first Sunlight Wolf, or you can stop the Jaguar, or any of whatever you feel is necessary to stop it. So this card is really phenomenal. Roar and 2 Rage. I feel a lot of people are cutting this card out, and in most cases they are, right? This card is not the best card going second. It really hurts your hand, so basically you're playing with a 5-card hand. In most cases, for this version, you can play 2. You can probably cut 1 and play the 3rd Solemn Strike, but you are playing Desires, so that's what the reasoning balances itself out, where you have to play 2 for this version. But this card is phenomenal. It's really great, and also the Regeki Break effect does come up in some cases, and to me, I just like the fact that I have a chance of popping 2 to 3 cards if I have a Sunlight Wolf or a Heat Leader being reincarnated. So yeah, I really like Rage over Roar. Roar, to be honest, having a Sunlight Wolf is to the point where your opponent you have to control a link monster. This card can be used for its first effect, something either hand or on the field. So in situations, I prefer this card and this better than over this. So again, same preference. That's 40 cards. The extra deck is very simple. You have Hida, Phoenix, Update Jammer, Transfer, Parkour Talker. You can cut this and play a board load per preference. Like I said, I don't have a board load. Most of these cards, the entire deck is borrowed. I don't own cards, just borrowed everything. So, also, you can play 3 Balinks, but for me, I only see 2. The third one, to be honest, never comes up. As long as I've been playing this deck, the third one really comes up. It never really comes up, really. So, you can play 3 if you want to. Play preference, like I said. 2 Heat Leo, 3 Sun Life Wolf. The Heart and Soul of the deck, the best link monster in here besides this girl. That's it right there. 1 Violet Chimera, 1 of this. 1 Break Sword and 1 Abyss Dweller. A lot of people are starting to play like a Baguska, and I understand Baguska, like in the mirror, you can't play, but I feel like this deck, like this, you're doing so many level 3s in this deck. I feel like this is really good because of the spot removal, and it's generically like I could pop a card. So I can target anything, and like for instance, I've been in a position where I had to target my my spell card and target my opponent's back row and detach and pop, and then I just banish the Baelish from the graveyard and protect the sanctuary, and then reincarnate it and just kill them from there. So this card's really good. This is the best rank 4 in the game. Exceed rank 4 in the game currently. So you have to play this card. Again, like I said, this is player preference. Sideboard again is player preference. This is just something currently to make a side up based on the matchup. You can. So I'm siding Super Poly. I'm playing Venom Fusion Dragon, the Storm Venom. It's just a Super Poly target because you can take the Colossus, or you can just get rid of a Dark altogether. Electrical Virus. This card is really good against especially Sky Striker because you can take their Kagura, Suzuku, because they are machines. This is just not for a Dragon matchup. You can use it against Sky Striker. This card is really good. I would play 3 if I had the room for it. 2 Lancia. This is D barrier against Thunder Dragon or the Orcus deck. So if you can play 3, play 3. 3 Pranker Tops, 2 Pranker Tops. This card is great. I would play 3 if I could. It's really good. Like I said, you can make your changes up here, 1 and 2. That's all the monsters. You play spells. The second Fusion of Fire, 1 Super Poly. It's like I said, player preference. Really good. Instead of Hate Trinity, this card I feel is really good. Twin Twister. Hate Trinity is still better than Twin Twister because you can probably flip this against Sky Striker and hit everything and bounce everything up going first. So going second. So when you activate this, it's really good. The only bad matchup you have against this card is Altergeist, which is not currently in the meta, and True Draco, which is like a rogue deck at best right now. But meta-wise, this card is really amazing. Preemptively, opponent has to flip everything, or to just lose their board because you have very high OTK factor in this deck where it comes up in most cases where you could dump a Fusion of Fire, a lot of 2-card combos, and you just win from there. So this card increases your chances of opening. You want to open up this card 10 times out of 10, and you don't want to pitch cards out your hand. So basically, Twin Twister makes you minus a card to target. It's like a 1-for-1. Well, this card is just, and it's not once per turn. So instead of losing the card from your hand, you just go like activate, just. And also in the mirror match, if for instance you can preemptively hit the Rage and the Roar, and it's like boom, and you just win from there. So this card is really phenomenal. And for more hate, anti-spell and Imperial Order. Also another reason why you can side these cards is really good is against Pendulums. Pendulum Edition is not it's one of the best decks. A lot of people sleep on it. It's a deck that actually can make a lot of noise if you play it correctly and build it correctly. You have to respect that deck. And if a deck is very spell heavy, this card shows out even more. This card is fantastic by itself. So like I said, like for those that wanted to find out a way how can you play the deck without spending an insane amount of money, this is the one version you can play. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a PM on Facebook. A lot of you guys have recent memories. A quick shout out to my team Wolfpack Gaming. Shout out to Jerry Zimmerman, Jared Rudolph, George Bruce, John Frost, Chase, the whole squad. And also thank you for all my friends that have been supporting me, recent memories, and also just enjoy and have fun. Until next time, guys. This is Rootz signing off from Wolfpack. Peace.